Welcome to the 2025 TORC Athlete Briefing for the Duathlon. My name is Alina Curry. I'm your race director. We'll start with the packet pickup. Packet pickup for this year's race is at Riversport, the race venue, on Friday, September 5th from 4:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. There is no race day packet pickup unless it's approved by the race director in advance. You can email me at either of the email addresses at the end of this presentation if you need to do so. What's in your bag? For packet pickup, you will have your bike stickers, run bib, safety pins if you need them, and your t-shirt if you registered before August 15th. This year, you will also be able to pick up your timing chips during packet pickup from Oklahoma Race Company's table, which will be directly next to ours. If you are a new athlete, we will also have newbie bracelets at our table. We encourage you to pick one up if you're new to triathlon or multi-sport, so that you can wear it during race day so that our volunteers and athletes can provide you some additional support and encouragement. Parking. Oklahoma City Riversport is a great venue that has lots of parking available. This map shows you the 4 lots that will be available to us on September 6th, and they are numbered in numerical order in which you should park. Let's get ready to race. So after you pick up your packet on Friday, here's what we recommend you do Friday evening to ensure a seamless race experience. You're going to want to attach your numbers and stickers. We'll talk about where those go in just a moment. And then also go ahead and lay out your gear and run through a checklist if you have one, or look one up to make sure you have everything. Pack your stuff tonight or that night to make sure you're not scrambling in the morning. Do a final check on your bike. Make sure you have proper tire pressure, everything's working mechanically. If you have electronic shifting, everything's charged, and that it's ready to go. You also want to make sure you take care of your body. Hydrate in the days before the race and make sure you're fueling well. Review the course and schedule. It is your responsibility to know these things. So one more look through the day before will help you feel more relaxed and at ease. And then if it's possible, get a good night's sleep. Sticker placement. There are 2 sets of stickers that you'll get in your packet. The first one is an individual sticker that has your athlete number on it that will go on the front of your helmet. And the second set of stickers also has your athlete number on it. And it's a 2-sided sticker that can go in 2 places on your bike. It can either go on the top tube, which is the vertical tube the horizontal tube that's directly in front of you if you're sitting on your seat post. Or your seat, or it can go on your seat post, which is the pole that your seat attaches to. Either of those is fine. Race morning. Athlete safety, is the #1 priority for TRI-OKC. We've already begun monitoring the weather forecast, and so we're keeping an eye on that. And the race will occur rain or shine. It looks like we'll actually have a beautiful, cool day for race day, so we're very excited about that. But if something needs to change because of the weather or for any other reason, we will communicate that as soon as possible via email and social media. So if you're not following us on social media, we encourage you to do so. We are on we are on Instagram and Facebook. And if necessary, we do have the ability to alter the format of the race if the weather is impacting either one of those. And then the race day schedule. On race morning, transition will open for our TRI-OKC members at 6:15, and then for the rest of the athletes at 6:30. Transition closes promptly at 7:10, and then we'll have an athlete meeting inside the venue at 7:15. And then for our duathlon athletes, the race will start before our sprint and other disciplines at 7:25 a.m. Setting up transition. Before entering transition in the morning, you'll want to make sure that you have your timing chip on. Most of us will put it on our left ankle, so it's the opposite of our crank, but either is fine. And then you'll want to make sure you have your helmet available and out so we can ensure you have it and your stickers applied. TRI-OKC practices open racking, which what that means in transition is that there's no assigned spots for your bike. And so that's why it's a perk for our TRI-OKC members to get in first and have priority access so they can put their bike somewhere that's advantageous to them. Transition is an athlete area only, meaning friends, families, and other spectators are not allowed in. We will have volunteers in transition. So if you're a newer athlete and aren't sure how to rack your bike, we'll have people there to help you. Here are some photos of what transition looks like, or can look like, a setup can look like. Obviously, you're duathletes, so you won't have swim caps or goggles, but that center picture is an example of a bike racked by a seat post, and then that bike has its stickers on by its top tube. If in the event that it is windy, we will have to rack bikes by the handlebar, or you do have the option to rack your bikes by the handlebar. It's a personal preference thing, but you will see most bikes racked by their seat post. So the start line. In the past, we've had issues making sure we were communicating clearly where the duathlon start is for our athletes, but not this year. Our duathlon athletes are going to start right next to the finish line before everyone else so that you guys get the attention that you deserve. So this picture here shows where the start line is, and that green square is where you guys will start, which is basically just right next to the start line. The finish line. And then these green arrows right here indicate where you will go from there. Basically, you'll just go out of River Sport and pick up the run course. So we're excited to start you a little before everyone else and make sure that your start is smooth and seamless this year. So the run course, it is a 5K both times. It's a simple out and back. Again, it is the athlete's responsibility to know the course. The run course does have 2 aid stations, and USAT rules do apply. Stay right except to pass, and then your bib must be visible only on the second run. It is not required for you to wear your run bib on the first run. You certainly can do that if you would like to, but it is not required. Here is the map of the run course. So it shows you this run. It shows you starting from transition, but it's not very much different. Obviously, it's hard to see from here, but you'll go out down the Oklahoma City River Trail, basically out and back. And then those little purple circles where it looks like a house with a star in the middle, those 2 are our aid stations. And then that flag at the bottom left is where you will turn around. And then run gear, what are those things that you need? So obviously running shoes, and then your running bib, not required for the first 5K. And then there are no headphones or audio devices allowed. You can have your phone with you, but it cannot be out for selfies or live streaming or anything like that. It's simply for emergencies only. If you want to have your own hydration, you're certainly allowed to. And you'll see a lot of athletes wearing sunglasses and hats for sun protection. And then again, obviously you want that timing chip. So as you enter transition 1, you're going to enter from the east side, and then your bike out is on the west. Make sure you put on your helmet and clip it before you touch your bike, and then do not mount your bike until you're past that mount line. That's about 200 to 300 feet past the exit of transition. So here's a map. Ignore the swim exit part. You will enter from the left over here where you're coming in off the run. But you will still bike out exactly where everyone else is out there on the left to the east. The west. And this is a photo of someone leaving transition on their bike before they have hit the dismount line. I included this because this is a photo of an athlete who has his sticker on the seat post. That way you can see him in both locations. So the bike course, it is a 3-mile open course that is roughly 14 miles, depending on how straight you ride. Again, your responsibility to know the course. We do have Oklahoma City police out and on the course at all major intersections. Again, USAT rules do apply. There is no drafting on the bike course. So when you go into a zone that is 12 meters or about 6 bike lengths within a bike ahead of you, you have 25 seconds to pass that bike. If you are a slower athlete, go ahead and stay to the right to allow faster athletes to pass. There is SAG on the course provided by Wheeler Dealer. If you do need mechanical support of any kind, even if you're on the side of the road, they don't always assume that you need help unless you put your hand up as they drive by. Because the bike course is so short, there are no aid stations on the bike. Please plan accordingly. There is an aid station right outside of transition that you will have access to in the morning when you're checking your bikes in, that you'll have, available right after you head out on your first run, and then again before the bike, and then again before your second run. This is the map of the bike course. These maps are available. They are Garmin courses, so you'll have those. Those are on our website. And then we also posted on our YouTube channel GoPro videos, and then these were also emailed out to you if you need to see that as well. So bike gear, you want to make sure you have a bike in safe working order. Obviously brakes, tires, and steering need to be all functioning well. You want to make sure you have capped handlebars. A helmet is required. And again, no headphones or audio devices are allowed. A lot of us will wear sunglasses, certainly not required, but I encourage you to do so. And then since there is no aid station, if you want hydration on the bike, make sure you bring that with you. And again, that timing chip. As you head into T2, you'll re-enter from the west side, just like you biked out, and make sure you dismount before you hit that mount line. And then in reverse to how you left, do not unclip your helmet, until you racked your bike. And then you'll put your run gear back on. And then this time on your second 5K, you will put your bib on and exit from the east side. And again, those aid stations and restrooms are available. And this shows you the bike in and the run out with those. Those blue icons are also bathrooms. There's one in River Sport, and then that red cross right there shows you where the medical tent will be set up on race day should you need it. So as you come into the race, finish the race and post-race, this shows you the finish line. Obviously, when you finish your first 5K, you're not going to keep going past this. You're going to run into transition and get on the bike. But when you've done your second 5K, you will keep going past transition and then continue further north and then turn right where that volunteer is, that little icon, and then go around the top of River Sport and come back into River Sport and finish where that black line is for the arches to finish your race. So enjoy your moment. You have done a great job. We'll have water, Gatorade, and snacks at the finish line, and we have finisher medals for everyone. This image shows the 4 medals we've had for the 4 years of TORC, and this year's are on the far right. And then for the duathlon, because of the number of athletes that we have registered, we will have overall awards for the top 3 male and female. And then after, usually in the week after the race, we will send out a post-race survey. It's pretty short. We just want to hear your feedback. We take these very seriously and read all the comments. And then we take from the pool of people that fill this out, we give away a race entry for the next year. So if you enjoyed the race and want to do it next year, absolutely make sure you fill this out so you can win an entry for next year. And then if you have questions about anything we've talked about here or anything you think of later, we're here to answer those questions. There's 2 email addresses here, the Triathlon Club of OKC@gmail.com. That's the club's email address. And then the second one, alina@okc. So good grief, I can't talk. alina.croy@gmail.com. That's my personal email address. You can reach me at either one of these. So feel free to ask any question. We're here to help ensure that you have a seamless and enjoyable race day on September 6th. And then lastly, we want to thank our partners and sponsors. This race is the only multi-sport race in Oklahoma City, and it could not happen without River Sport. They're amazing to work with, and this is a beautiful facility. We're very grateful and thankful to be able to work with them and put this race on for its 4th year. So thank you very much, and we hope you have a wonderful race day.